Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Jason Cappuccino of Sashes and Scripts, and today we are celebrating our Independence Day. So, happy Independence Day sa lahat. Wait, scratch that. It's supposed to be Happy Independence Day. Okay, kasi ang pag-uusapan natin today is yung issue ng halfies. And I think it's best to refrain from using English, full English dito sa usapang ito. And we are going to be switching between Tagalog and Filipino to explain concepts, to explain the issues, kung bakit malalim ang hugot ng mga Pilipino pagdating doon sa issue ni na Jether Palomo at saka ni Brandon Espiritu. Now, Brandon Espiritu is Mr. Supranational Philippines in 2024, and he was second runner-up at Mr. Supranational of the same year. Jether Palomo, on the other hand, was Mr. Tourism World Philippines in 2023. Then he won Century 2 na Superbuds in 2024. And then was the Mr. Global Philippines in 2025. Now, for context, ano ba ang nangyari? Bakit may backlash na nangyayari between the Filipino fans versus these two guys? Okay, so may ipinost kasi na video where they were hanging out with their several friends. And then they were, singing, and they were asked to sing rather mga songs from their native, in their native languages. Okay. So ang nangyari was Brandon sang in a language in Guam, the Chamorro language of Guam, while si Jether sang in English. Now, in the comment section of that reel, of that video on Instagram, may mga fans na nagtanong na bakit hindi kayo nagtagalog. And then, this is where nagkaroon ng chaos. Doon nagsimula yung chaos ng kaganapan because in one of the comments, I think it was Brandon who, I know it's Brandon, who commented na we're not from the Philippines, so why would we lie? And then there were comments na nagpatong-patong where Jether Palomo said, I'm pledging allegiance to the American flag na emoji. And then dumagdag palalo yung comments nila na, or responses rather, na may nagsabi na opportunista sila and then nag-agree silang pareho. Where I think it was Brandon who said, yes, of course. And then si Jether in a joking manner perhaps, said Brandon is. Which I think kapag pinakita ng mga tao yung kung sino sila, maniwala tayo. And I think yun yung nangyari. And that same thing that happened on Instagram became a huge issue na natabunan yung mga current na pageant activities and events na nangyayari. Suddenly, it took away the conversation from the launch of the Reyna Filipinas na nangyari sa Newport and the Binibining Pilipinas Fitness Day na nangyari naman sa Quantum Skyview ng Gateway Mall. So, ganun siya kalaki dahil it touches on Filipino culture, Filipino identity, and yung condescending habit that was seen through the comments and how the guys initially reacted doon sa mga comments na questioning them. So I think meron tayong kinakailangang pag-usapan in terms of cultural identity and Filipino identity in the sense that parang hindi alam nitong dalawa yung kultura at yung paano makiramdam doon sa mga plights ng regular Filipino when it comes to their privilege. Kasi meron silang easy access to other opportunities na hindi kadalasan meron sa kapwa natin na mga Pinoy na lumaki at full-blooded na Pinoy dito sa Pilipinas. Okay? So, first and foremost, I think we need to include in the conversation yung attitude. Kasi in a social media post, I've mentioned, that angas is different from yabang and hambog, and kahambugan. Okay. Ano ba ang angas? Angas is a righteous pride. And it's an expression of that righteous pride, of your cultural identity, of your achievements, of your background, ethnic background. Ano ang diferensya niya sa yabang? Ang yabang kasi is taken out of a context na kahit kung minsan wala ka namang pwedeng ipagmayabang, pero nandun pa rin yung angas na wala sa lugar. So, I think yun yung attitude na nakita ng mga tao when it comes to the comments nung dalawa on their on the social media na video. And we have to take into consideration that hambog and yabang is failing to recognize yung kapwa. Because when you talk about Filipino culture, there is such a thing, a concept, a cornerstone of Filipino identity na tinatawag nating kapwa. And that kapwa is a shared acknowledgement, or rather a shared identity, and acknowledging, the God spirit that exists between me, you, and others. Yun yung yun yung cornerstone ng kapwa. I believe so. And when you understand that yung kapwa is deserving of the same respect, the same level of treatment as you would demand for yourself, nandun na yung lumalabas yung galang. And ang Pinoy known for pagiging magalang. And yun ang isa sa mga nakaapekto doon sa conversation surrounding the attitudes of the two guys on social media. Na parang walang paggalang sa mga taong nagpapakahirap, na full-blooded, compared sa kanila na may mga pribilehyo dahil they are of mixed, heritage. Now, the condescending tone is really very much of an insult, especially doon sa comment that kung wala silang mga kalahati, kung wala silang mga halfies, then the Philippines would not be as successful in national or international pageants dahil wala sila. I think that is a very huge misconception that it was because of Filipino mixed race that make Filipino candidates win at an international level, because it removes in the equation yung tiyaga, yung hirap, yung pagod, yung training na pinagdadaanan ng mga kandidato natin sa mga international na patimpalak. Ano ngayon yung factor why are we winning? Yes, genetics has something to do with it. However, hindi lang kasi mga halfies ang nananalo kapag dating sa konteksto ng Philippine representation at international pageants. We also have to understand that the Filipino population itself is a mix of the different cultures that we trade with before Hispanic colonization. It is also a mix of the diaspora of the Filipino people to other countries where they had intermarriages, and therefore nag-increase din naman yung gene pool natin with the Western lens. And pangatlo, it also ignores the fact that beauty pageants are a Western tool. It is a Western invention. And therefore, how we define beauty is from a perspective of Western standard. Kapag ganun yung konsepto na naiintindihan mo, then you would not be very crude as to say na kung wala ang mga halfies, wala tayong success in international pageants, right? It also conveniently removes the fact that bago nagkaroon ng strong Philippine sash, ang mga candidates natin, pinapadala natin sa Colombia for training, pinapadala natin sa Venezuela for training. We hire, very famous na mga designers, local and international, to dress them up. And we also, invest on pasarela, Q&A, voting, etc. when it comes to their preparations for the international pageants. So, parang binabaliwala niya yung paghihirap ng bawat candidate, whether they are full-blooded Filipino or they are of mixed heritage. Binabaliwala niya yung investment, the time and the effort that our candidates put into the competition. Dahil kung totoo na kung wala ang mga halfies na representatives natin sa international competition, then why do we have the likes of Neil Perez? Why do we have the likes of Jun Makasae? Why do we have the likes of Kylie Versosa, Bea Rose Santiago? Why do we have the likes of ang unang Miss Universe natin, si Gloria Diaz? It negates all of their hard work, na parang hindi ba sila nanalo kung hindi sila nahaluan ng lahi? So it kind of is on that level na medyo cringe yung yabang. And I also wanted to to take into context na paano nyo nasasabi yan, considering that you are considered transplants in terms of your Filipinohood. And hindi ko pinapaliwanag ito dahil gusto kong maliitin ang mga Hafiz. But there is also this observed na phenomenon among Hafiz na you are what colloquially is being called as coconut Filipinos. And coconut Filipinos or coconut Pinoys is described as brown on the outside, white on the inside. And that is, very much yung nakikitaan kung explanation kung bakit ganun yung attitude ng dalawa. These two are very much westernized in every way except perhaps yung looks. Except perhaps yung dugong na nananalaytay sa kanila. Yes, it is a failure of transmitting culture from your parents. Failure of transmitting Filipino values from the parents. Maybe they did that because they need to assimilate to whatever country that they had to assimilate with. I think for Brandon it's Guam, and for Jether it's the US. And even so, dahil matanda na kayo, siguro naman at the age of 20, you would find ways to learn about the local culture, especially the culture that you are representing at an international stage. And Jether, you represented the Philippines twice at an international competition. So there should be an understanding, or there should be a learned appreciation, a learned level of knowledge on Filipino culture, Filipino traditions. I mean, the mere fact that I think the context of the video that was posted was it was a birthday celebration. So ang lyrics naman ng birthday song sa Tagalog is dalawang words lang, much like the English happy birthday song. It's happy birthday and inuulit lang yon. Sa Tagalog, maligayang bati na inuulit lang din doon sa same melody as the happy birthday song. So hindi ba mahirap pag-aralan yung two words, ilang letra lang yun eh, hindi nga siya isang buong sentence, kumbaga, tapos sasabihin mong wala kang alam na Tagalog na kanta. You could have prefaced it as, I grew up in the US and, my parents did not teach me any, local songs. Or the mere fact na you've stayed here in the Philippines, siguro naman na open na rin yung mundo mo sa mga kanta dito sa Pilipinas for if you've been here for like since 2023, na kahit papaano nakakasakbay ka naman siguro doon sa mga kantang Dilaw, kantang Multo, mga kanta ng Cup of Joe, 'di ba? Medyo konting effort naman sana to assimilate and learn yung Filipino culture, especially because sumali ka pa ng Mr. World Philippines na hindi mo lang itinuloy dahil conflict of schedule. Pero kung itinuloy mo yan, at hindi nagkaroon ng conflict of schedule, tatanungin ka the same way that Sam Adjani was asked in Mr. World na, do you have any known Filipino song, at wala siyang masabi, wala siyang maisip na kanta. So I think that is a lack of effort naman on your part, because if we are going to look at it, there are examples of Hafiz who made efforts to learn the culture here in the Philippines. Case in point, okay, Catriona Gray, Valerie Wideman, even Andrew Wolf. There is a point where bago siya sumabak at an international na competition, na-imbibe niya yung Filipino identity niya dito sa Pilipinas after modeling for so many long years. Now, let's do a more concrete example. When Valerie Wideman was a model here in the Philippines, when she was very active in the world of modeling, and she was also, an Itbulaga co-host at that time, when she joined Miss World Philippines, she wanted to do something for the country. She has the connections, and she used that connections in order to fund Music Karamay. Music Karamay, which I was glad to be a witness of, allowed fund gathering for the ITAS and purchase. Kasi ang kwento niyan is what Valerie Wideman wanted to do is to purchase a plot of land where that plot of land pwedeng gawing tirahan ng mga Aitas na displaced because of the Pinatubo na eruption. Now, when Pinatubo erupted, hindi lang naman ang affected is yung mga yung mga regular na mamamayan, but also the indigenous tribes surrounding, the Pinatubo. And ang gusto ni Valerie is mabigyan sila ng chance to own a piece of land where hindi sila mapapaalis, hindi sila mapapalayas. And that was a very beautiful advocacy because pagdating niya ng Miss World, it was the advocacy that she presented at Miss World and was top 5 in terms of BWAP. So, ganun yung nakikita kong example o ehemplo na may kusa, may pagmamahal sa Pilipino, kumbaga meron ka ng template, meron ka ng ehemplo na pwede mong gayahin kung paano ka maging representative ng Pilipinas, knowing that you are happy and that you have, privileges, but at the same time, you have little understanding of the culture. The mere fact na nagkusa siya. Now, let's go to Catriona Green. Huwag na tayong lumayo pa. Catriona, when she wanted to join Binibining Pilipinas, and I was part of the people who knew a year before that she is joining Binibining Pilipinas in 2018. 2017 pa lang, nagpaplano na kami. And yung gusto niyang mangyari was, she wanted before joining Binibining Pilipinas, she wanted to learn more about the Philippines. So nag-travel siya, she went into mga trainings that would help her understand more of the Philippine culture, and nag-aral siyang magtagalog. Natuto siyang magtagalog na kahit baluktot, pinipilit pa rin niya because she wanted to have that connection. And Catriona was really relishing on that part where she is learning more about the culture, she's learning more about herself as a Filipina, and learning more about the traditions that and the values, of course, that makes the Filipino identity what it is. And that is the reason why mahal siya ng mga tao, dahil nagkusa siya na pag-aralan yung tradisyon at kultura natin. And up to this day, yung kanyang BWAP na project, which is Young Focus, dala-dala niya from Miss World Philippines to Miss World to Binibining Pilipinas and to Miss Universe. And now that she is no longer active in pageantry, she still is involved with charitable projects. And lately, nag-post siya about providing clean water in partnership with local organizations for the earthquake victims in Mindanao. And if you look at her portfolio of ano yung mga accomplishments niya, from the time that she was announced as National Commission for the Culture and Arts Ambassador, until this day, she is still part of the commission as their ambassador. So makikita mo na may pusa, na nasa puso niya yung pagiging Pilipino. And that is the one thing that sets her apart from these guys na parang Pilipino lang sila dahil convenient for them to get gigs, to establish businesses here in the Philippines, to be financially secure dito sa Pilipinas dahil may mga opportunities, may mga pribilehiyo ang mga halfies na madali nilang nakukuha compared to full-blooded Filipinos. And that is, I think, one of the reasons why ang laki ng backlash against these two. Now, being of mixed heritage does not put you above local-grown Filipinos or full-blooded Filipinos. And yung yabang at yung angas na wala sa tamang konteksto na yon ang isa sa nakadagdag doon sa galit ng mga Filipino fans and supporters, especially on the pageant, against these two guys. So, here's the thing. When Jether said and commented na allegiance to the American flag, it exhibited a lack of awareness and a lack of pakiramdam. I don't know kung ano yung tamang English translation niya eh. Lack of awareness and lack of pakiramdam, considering how insensitive yung comment niya, knowing that he has represented the country, the Philippines, twice at an international competition. Nag-first runner-up pa nga siya sa Mr. Tourism World eh. So, ano pang kinakailangan mong matutunan para lang isipin na Pinoy ka, 'di ba? The mere fact that you're pledging your allegiance to the flag of the United States, it represented a lack of awareness that you are Filipino by convenience. Kasi if you are Filipino by choice, you would do what Catriona did. When an Australian paper called her an Australian woman winning Miss Universe, she corrected by posting on her socials that she is Filipina and that she represented the Philippines and that she is, proud of her upbringing in Australia, but it does not erase her identity as a Filipina. Yun sana yung naisip ni Jeter. Yun sana ang naisip na tawag ito, na konteksto na hindi ba offensive ito doon sa mga taong I represented with. Yes, I know it probably is a joke among you guys. But the thing kasi is, joke like this, especially for a national title holder, is something that is taken in a terrible, terrible manner because it lacks sensitivity. Yung wala kang pakiramdam na hindi to joke sa iba, na ang taste level mo when it comes to humor does not reflect yung sensitivities of Filipino people surrounding you. And lalo na ngayon, mainit ang dugo ng mga Pilipino when it comes to politics, when it comes to social issues. Dumagdag ka pa na insensitibo yung labas ng mga jokes mo, which means that you never learned Filipino sensitivities at all. And yun yung masaklap dahil you wanted to represent the Philippines at Mr. World. Had it been na ikaw ang nakoronahan as Mr. World, do you think you would be effective knowing that you may look Filipino, but the inside, your values, your character is American? It really is very much of a, I hate to say this word, but it really much, it reflects rather. It reflects some truth to what, let's be extra with Del said, na yung mga halfies, yung mga mixed heritage na Pinoys are opportunists that would take opportunity from local people, local Filipino, homegrown Filipino, away because they can, dahil meron silang leverage when it comes to, beauty pageants. Kasi syempre, tangkad, ganyan, and yung ability to speak English in a very fluent manner, all of those are very characteristics of mga halfies. Now, the thing here is, going naman to Brandon, you were given business breaks, opportunities that are not offered to most, regular Filipinos. And you act entitled, you act condescending against full-blooded Filipinos with the mere saying na without halfies, hindi magiging effective ang Pilipinas. Parang hindi mo rin naisip na baliktarin yung script. What if we flip the script and we tell you that you won't be effective at an international competition if your sash is not the Philippines? Kasi, here's a reality. Whoever is named Miss or Mr. Philippines automatically has the advantage of the sash factor of the Philippines. Let's face it. If you carried Guam in the international competition, do you think that you would have the same level of support, the same level of connections with designers here in the Philippines that would help you? Do you think that you would have the same level of of publicity had it been that you were Mr. Guam? Kasi if the answer is no, then you're conveniently using or clout chasing the Filipino advantage. And try to think of this in the business manner, no? Do you think that you would have the same ease of setting up business partnerships had it not been you're a halfie dito sa Pilipinas? And then flip the script, asking yourself, would you have the same ease of, building relationships had it been that ang itinayo mong bar, ang itinayo mong mga businesses is in Guam? Isipin mo yon, kasi that is a privilege that you enjoy and you act so entitled with it. And I think nakakalimutan nitong dalawang to na kung wala ang Pilipinas, kung wala ang tawag nito, kung wala ang mga Filipino fans to support you, wala kayong mararating na kasinlayo ng narating nyo ng dahil sa Filipino support. Okay? Now, let's address the apologies that these guys posted on their social media feeds. Kasi it felt disingenuine. It felt it was insincere, at least for my end. Kasi ang nakikita ko is, one, either you are salvaging yung reputation kasi you essentially obliterated yung yung image ninyo doon sa mga pinagsasabi nyo on social media. Pangalawa, it was a way to salvage yung mga business partnerships ninyo, yung mga brand partnerships ninyo in order for the financial advantages that you enjoy, natatakot kayo na mawala. Sana tinagalog ninyo yung mga parte na hiyang-hiya kayo doon sa sinabi ninyo. That you should have not just taken responsibility for it, but you are ashamed with the behavior, the entitled behavior that you've exhibited. Kasi ang sama ng mga pinagsasabi ninyo from the context of understanding ng bawat Pilipino na lumalaban ng patas. Ang mga Pilipino na nandito sa Pilipinas, no matter how imperfect it is, lumalaban pa rin yan ng patas. Nagbabayad ng tax, nagbabayad ng buwis, ng kuryente, even if overcharged yung mga services dito sa Pilipinas, pa rin dahil sa pagmamahal sa bansa, sige pa rin ng sige ang regular na Pinoy. And for you, with all of the advantages that you have, to spit at the faces of the people that you're supposed to represent, yung hindi nyo naiintindihan yung paghihirap ng regular na Pilipino, ang sakit nung sampal na ginawa nyo sa amin. And I think that is the reason why hindi kayo madaling patawarin ng mga Pilipino sa ngayon. I think the beauty of this is that eventually mapapatawad naman kayo ng mga Pilipino Pero I don't think na makakalimutan nila yung mga ginawa nila. Essentially, I think what you did was a career suicide, and it was a massive, F up on your end. And right now, parang ang pakiramdam ng mga tao is you're apologizing because ayaw niyong mawalan ng career dito sa Pilipinas. Pero tignan natin kung kasi ang Pinoy madaling magpatawa ng Pinoy. So tignan natin, baka naman may redemption pa, but it needs to feel like you worked for it, na pinaghirapan nyo in yung redemption arc niyo. Meron naman point kasi na mapapatawad kayo ng mga Pilipino. Pero kinakailangan na igapang ninyo yung kapatawaran na yon, because it's not going to be easy. And I do hope that you've learned from this, na sana you learn the value of humility, and maintindihan ninyo na yung yabang, yung pagiging mahangin, hindi siya nakakadagdag ng kagwapuhan. I do hope that at the end of all of this is that you learn from the experience, and you learn that ang Pilipino, massive ang suporta kahit na 1% lang yung Filipino blood sa inyo. Pero kapag ginago nyo kami, nangangagat kami. And we fight back. And when we fight back, we're gonna make sure na obliterated yung yung reputasyon ninyo, dahil hindi kami ganun kadali na i-appease. So I do hope na there somewhere along the line there is a learning experience from you guys. And this is especially for especially for halfies na akala nila they are God's gift to Philippine pageantry because you're not. Okay? We have enough local grown talents na pwede namin isapak at international levels. And at the same time, I also do hope that other, mixed heritage ng mga Filipinos won't take this as a negative, that they won't take this as a hindrance when joining pageants here in the Philippines because there is room for you here. Filipinos are hospitable. We are welcoming of Filipinos from different, different backgrounds, different ethnicities, ethnicities, and you can see it with the women that we've crowned lately. We have Krishna Gravides na full-blooded Filipina. We have Venus Ra na Indian Filipina. We have, of course, April Smith na American and Black American and Filipina. So, mapag ano kami, we welcome people, we welcome Filipinos from all over the world. But at the same time, ang hiling lang naman namin is appreciate and learn to, assimilate doon sa kultura namin dito. Yun lang. And I do hope na kapulutan ito ng aral ng lahat. And I do hope na hindi tayo mag-retaliate against other halfies for just being at the peripherals of this issue. And hopefully, hindi lang si Jeter at saka si Brandon yung may matutunan, but tayo din as pageant fans na mga Pinoy na huwag tayong masyadong mapagbigay sa suporta sa mga halfies. I think it's about time na the halfies would work harder to prove themselves as worthy of representing the Philippines and wearing the Philippines sash. Yun lang po. Maraming salamat and I hope everyone would enjoy the rest of this Independence Day. Okay? Maraming salamat po and see you again soon. Bye everyone.